Is there weed seeds in the mulch? Probably. Do I care? No. That's the easiest answer. Keep your beds mulched and the weeds won't be much of a problem. Hey, it's Greg here with MaritimeGardening.com, and I'm planting some potatoes. And I've done lots of videos on this before, but for those that are new to the channel that don't want to go look back at the old ones, I'm going to show you how easy it is to plant potatoes, and also what a great solution potatoes are for weeds. So I've got a garden here, and I don't know if you know what this is, but it's a blackberry or a raspberry. Well, I can't remember which it is. Anyway, I've got them coming up all over the place in this bed, and so it's going to be very difficult to grow anything here because these things are just so aggressive, because they're getting their energy from a plant over there in the forest. So no matter how bad I sort of whack away at them, the main plant that's allowed to grow, and there's hundreds of them over there, is just going to keep sending stuff this way. So you know, I'm going to mess the ones that are up here a little bit. Go out a little bit, set them back a little bit, but that's it. That's all the work I'm going to do. Okay, now it's time to plant these potatoes. All I got to do, make a bit of a trench like that. You can just lay the potatoes directly on the ground, yes, but I find if you stick them a couple inches underneath, they do better. I like to. Now these are relatively small seed potatoes, so you can place them kind of close. Right, so here's my first row. I'll half cover that. Leave one so I know where the row is. Let me go a handspan over like that. That's going to be my second row. See how soft my soil is here? Right? If you're new to the concept of no-till gardening, right, that is no-till gardening. Soft soil. Always soft. I mean, someone's going to watch this and say I'm planting them too close together, but some of these are very small seed potatoes, so I got no issue with that. Boy, the flies are getting bad, man. When do you plant potatoes? Well, when you start seeing dandelion flowers in your on your yard, or in your garden, or whatever. And for me, that just started a few days ago. It's time to start planting. I don't plant all my potatoes in one go. I plant them in waves. This one here, the red Norland, is a fairly early potato, and they're great for, you know, potato salad and that sort of thing. They're not a potato for mashing. They're a potato for roasting, and you know, putting in soups, and for things like potato salad. For that blackberry root. People often say, why did you throw that rock into your garden? Rocks add minerals to your garden. Yeah, but you might see me throw a larger rock into my garden, but I got hundreds of tiny rocks, right? Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tiny rocks in my garden. I don't need the big rocks, you know, and I don't know how much minerals leach off a rock per year. It's not a lot, I imagine. But anyway, there's still plenty of rocks left in the garden. If you're worried I'm getting rid of all my mineral giving rocks, there's plenty of rocks left for that. I'll try to get going a bit crazy here, but why not? Now, if you've got a garden where you've got some sort of a weed trying to find its way in, you know, potatoes are just a great way to outcompete. The potatoes, they put up so much foliage, they'll outcompete whatever weed you're trying to grow, whatever weed is trying to overtake your gardening space. right? The combination of the potatoes and the mulch. Notice how I'm not hilling here, I'm not doing any of that stuff, because you don't need to. And this is technically a raised bed. The soil level here is about 5 inches above grade, that's it. Another one of those blackberry roots. All right, so that's good. Now, I'm gonna mulch this with my favorite mulch, yard waste from some guy's lawn. Am I worried about there being pesticides or herbicides in this guy's yard waste? I'm not, but I don't worry about things. Also, you can tell by looking at this, this is mostly leaves. So, you know, I can't see someone spraying herbicide on their trees, at least not around here. Don't be shy with the mulch. The more mulch you put on, the less work you got to do, right? Most weeds can't find their way through this mulch. Some can, and you pull them with, you know, because your soil is mulched, it's always soft, so they're easy to pull weeds. You know, some weeds can find their way through it. Most weeds can't. Is there weed seeds in the mulch? Probably. Do I care? No. That's the easiest answer. Keep your beds mulched and the weeds won't be much of a problem. Oh, it's gonna fly in my mouth. If you're worried about these blowing away, you know, you just gotta put something on them to hold it down a little bit. Like a couple of these spruce boughs. After a few rains, all this mulch will sort of get pushed down into a little mat and should be a little more resistant to blowing around. And I think, you know, it's quite possible the potatoes can find their way through this spruce anyway. But anyway, if you're worried about stuff blowing away, that's one way. You just lay some sticks across it. It doesn't have to be spruce, it could be anything, right? Just lay something across it to hold it on a little bit. This technique works for me, and we get 100-kilometer-an-hour winds here. So, yeah. Anyway, planting potatoes doesn't take long. Yes, this is a small bed, but it's such an easy thing to do, and you get so much out of it, and they store so well. They're so easy to grow. They're so low maintenance. This is all the work I'm going to do here. It's going to rain in a couple days. I'm not even going to water this. I'm just letting this sort of sort itself out. And in about 2 months, I'll have potatoes here. That's all you got to do. And probably no weeds. I would imagine some of the blackberry and raspberry will still find their way through. But while that's all happening, I'll get lots of potatoes. So, hope you found this video interesting. If you did, please like, share, subscribe. Check out my podcast, maritimegardening.com. And until next time, get out there, get at it. Have fun in your garden. Thanks for watching.